It's funny, I'm like talking to people interstate, they're just like, what the hell? Are you kidding? Why did that's... And they just don't believe that it happened. Are we the only place in the world that they've actually demolished a major inner city skate park? I think it is. It's sort of unheard of. It would be weird to take a step back where everyone else is heading forward.
For over a decade, it's lured skateboard and BMX enthusiasts to Adelaide's CBD, but the North Terrace skate park will soon be
demolished to make way for the expanding health precinct, leaving many young skaters with nowhere to go.
We've got the City Skate Park. We've had that for a long time in Adelaide. It's well loved, it's well used, but it's about to be built right over with the biomedical precinct expanding over the top of it. The City Skate Park has a fine history. It has a proud community that is active, and as you can see from the gallery tonight, is most concerned to secure the future of this facility.
I grew up skating in a time where skating was frowned upon and, illegal, basically. I was at odds with the police, I was at odds with authority. It was like, to do what I loved doing, I had to break the law. A park in the city, a place you can go where you are allowed to skate, is really important for society and for culture, because it means kids are able to express themselves and do what they want to do.
I've been really quite dismayed to see the lack of interest from state government. They assured people then that there'd be a replacement skate park. The Adelaide City Council went out and talked to skate park users, to the local community, and we're waiting for the state government to give some funding to make those plans a reality.
What we're really looking for today is to try and just get as much support as we can. What we've decided to do is set up the SA Skatespace Association in an attempt to try and get you guys information in regards to where it all stands, what's going on, and what we can do to get there to get a relocated park and something bigger and better for us next time.
I'm really devastated. I mean, I've been coming here for probably about 10 years now, so it's pretty much like a bit of a local hub.
Where do these kids go? What do? Then they run the streets and run amok.
This city's future is absolutely reliant on young people. If we do not make this a city that is welcoming to people like you, we are in deep trouble. We are absolutely screwed when it comes to the future of our economic activities.
People make the world go round. People make the world go round.
It was always on everyone's mind to have something in the city. Everyone had been to Melbourne. At the time it was the sale yards in Melbourne, and everyone had been there and skated that. What an awesome vibe it was to be in the CBD and just roll around and meet up with all different crew, and we wanted that for Adelaide. And so that's where it sort of began. It was like, okay, how can we make this happen?
It was at a time where you couldn't really skate in the city. Like we all used to skate in the city all the time, street skate, still do, but at the time they kind of had this helmet law in South Australia that had just come in, where if you were caught not wearing a helmet skating, you get a $50 fine.
We kind of all got together, and obviously we wanted a skate park built, but we didn't know how to do it. We're lucky enough to be linked in with some really good people at Adelaide City Council who kind of advised us, hey, if you guys are going to be taken seriously, you've got to look at this seriously. So we actually created an association. Getting people to listen to us was probably the hardest thing. We were a bunch of skaters. We're pretty forceful on how we did things. We'd rock up to council meetings with skateboarders, inline skaters, BMX riders, literally with boards, bikes in hand. We would make sure that everyone there could see that there was massive support behind it.
Adelaide City Park was built back in 2000. There was a group of us who were working on the design committee. Steve Gourlay and Milko and Andy Walker and myself. We were really keen for a big open street plaza, but I think that was maybe too far of a shift from what the kind of preconceived notion of what a skate park should look like. these sort of street elements were kind of there but not really usable because they just kind of stopped. It took the second half to be built for it to get a bit more of a flow going.
You know, the people that do skate or ride and that's their thing, it makes it pretty easy to know that they're going to be genuine and good crew to hang with. I suppose the best part about it was its location, not particularly its shape or size or anything. It was just where it was, and it just made it damn easy for everyone to go and hang out and know that there was somewhere to hang out.
I wouldn't be who I am without this park, that's for sure. But it'd have to be 80 to 90% of my friend base is from the city park. Everyone from the north, the south always comes straight into the city to ride.
Everyone's on neutral turf as well. When people are at their local, they tend to want to throw down and show you how good they are, you know, as soon as you get there sometimes. But like in the city, everyone was on an even playing field. North, south, whatever. When they're in the city, there wasn't those cliques, but when you were in those zones, the clique was quite apparent. It is a good community, and it's also a global community. Anywhere you go, you can rock up to a skate park. If you had nowhere to stay that night, you'd be guaranteed someone go, oh, come and stay at our place, and this is the cheap, cool restaurant to go and get, you know, takeaway, whatever, like all that sort of stuff. You're in worldwide, almost, unless you're a dick. Worldwide, they'll probably know about it pretty quick as well.
I think the best thing about City Park is that it had a little bit of everything. It was easy to get stuck there because there's a lot of things to skate, and it takes time to find the little lines and the nuances of the park. The thing that stands out the most for me is from the City Park first birthday competition. Dorfus, in the middle of his comp line, did front Smith stool on the fence. I've seen pros come to the park and think they're going to stall that fence and they don't even get close. There was a DC demo and Ryan Gallant hard flip revert in the 9. I think that blew everybody's mind. It's very rare that you see that trick done downstairs.
Ryan Gallant's hard flip revert off the hook.
Liam's slam from the start of SAF. He tried to ollie the whole thing to flat and just clipped the bottom of the tranny. That was pretty gnarly, like that's one of the ones where you could probably die doing that. Kieran Riley did a back tail stall on the sub box in the bowl. To see him do it first shot was nuts. There's a comp where Kale skates and he's got a helmet on and he nollie heel crooks a 9 ledge. The guy just killed the place. Definitely one of the best people that I've seen skate that park.
I quit school when I was 17, like halfway through year 11, and after that, like I would probably spend 9 hours floating around at the skate park skating, and we were there every day just, you know, having fun and enjoying it, and that was the spot and the best that we had at the time. I mean, I wish I could skate for 8 hours now, let alone like 3. A good time in skating, and for sure it helped me. It was an unknown for me. Like, I didn't go into it to actually look for a full-on career. I just like loved doing it, and everything kind of started to work out. Just seeing some of the craziest places in the world and learning that way rather than in a school or something, you know, like I just got to witness it. You learn a lot about the way things work when you see the way different people live. It just makes you appreciate shit. Traveling and skating, nothing better.
I was just thinking that is the first build. I think what happened after the city park died down is a lot of us decided that we weren't going to sit on our hands and watch the city park get taken away from us and not do anything about it. We had this spot in mind. We planned to basically build a couple of spots. We realised checking out better blocks, they're quite dear, and so we just decided to go back to the old ghetto spot out north. We hired a ute, found a bunch of rubble, so we collected it and brought it back to here, and yeah, brought it back to life. The first build, we sort of did it just between a few of us. Thankfully, a lot of the crew that we hang out with are mostly tradies, so the finish on the concrete was quite smooth. Stage 2 was a build with everyone, basically. We put it on Facebook and got everyone involved so that we could fund it a bit quicker and easier, and everyone was just chipping in, bringing their own trowels and water, and everyone put in $5 each, and we just bought concrete that way. And yeah, we built a quarter, and we also had the guys from down south who came and funded their own little spot. People drive past and think it's a skate park, so people just roll down here like it's no different. Parents and kids rollerblading, and yeah, a lot of grommies and stuff catch the bus or the tram. We haven't had any complaints at all. It's all positive. With the city park dying off, this just come about at the right time. You would drive past this spot and never look twice at it unless you're a skater, because you would see the smooth concrete, the foundation, the size of it, and just instantly want to go and skate it without any of the spots that we've built here. Skaters definitely have a drive for creativity. It's imagination put into action. This was just a great example of, you know, something out of nothing. Too in depth. Too in depth. That was way too in depth.
When you asked me for some more, I was energized. Couldn't see your eyes, they were up inside. When you asked if I could see, I was pulverized. Stacked overdrive, just to recognize. When you asked me for some more, I was energized. Couldn't see your eyes, they were up
It just hit my feet. I'm like, you're rolling from this one, dude. Love the satisfaction after so many attempts. Rolling away is just like, I win.
You couldn't have done it any better, dude. That was fun.
I was hoping for a beer, eh?
City Park's been such a big part of my life. I've lived in or around the city since it was built, basically. Growing up and having a place like that, it's where you learn so much about yourself and so much about life. You see people from all the different backgrounds and it makes you a more accepting and a well-rounded person. That's something that's really unique to skate parks. I guess, you know, the people is what I'll miss the most.
When it was happening, we had a lot of young guys just like, we're going to chain ourselves to the front of a bulldozer or whatever, activist style. And I was like, well, it's probably a good opportunity to step up and make something that's more appropriate for this day and age. We're seeing, like in Melbourne, for instance, they've had something like, I don't know how many new skate parks, and they're all awesome. So if they did some cheap, half-assed sort of thing, it would definitely reflect on just showing they don't really care about the youth outside of, you know, regular sport, I suppose.
Shame, really. What can you say? I mean, I understand moving forward in the city and everything, but you got to cater to us as well.
Not having a city park really affects the scene. If we don't have a scene, we don't have the sports. And if we don't have the sports, what do the kids do? So, you know, it really is a sport, you know, and I think it needs to be given as much respect, attention and funding as soccer, cricket, football.
Yeah, I can't really say how special it's been for the community to keep us all together, that's for sure.
So about 12 months after the demolition, we received this temporary skate park. Before we were in the middle of the city and we felt included. Now we've been extradited to the corner of the parklands. No public transport comes past here. It's a 15-minute walk to the nearest toilet. It's barely a shadow of the skate park that we lost. We still don't have any land, any money, and we still don't have a plan of action for what's going to happen. Effectively, this is a decision that the state government and the Adelaide City Council have had 4.5 years to make. So this is your opportunity to tell them that we won't be forgotten, that we're not going away, and that you care about having a world-class skate facility in our city.